Athletes, we've got another great workout for you today. We are so happy that you've joined us. We've got Kevin, we've got Ray. They are both happy you're here too, see? We've got mountain climbers today. We've got burpees over line, and then we've got overhead squats at body weight only. So sit back, get ready. The fitness is coming your way. Athletes, your warm-up is starting now. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. We are starting with mountain climbers. So I'm gonna have Ray get down into an alternating V-up setup, and then I'm gonna have Kevin get into his modified mountain climber, and we are starting now. Our modified mountain climber setup, if you are unable to get into a plank position, we can grab a bench, we can grab a chair, and we're using our elbows as a target, and we're gonna alternate which knee comes up, trying to make contact with our elbow and the knee. If it's too difficult, we can lower our elbows down a little bit, and then we can use that as the target. For Ray, we're going alternating V-ups here, so opposite leg to opposite hand as we go up, just getting that core warmed up. I want both athletes to go ahead and down on the floor now, and we're gonna go into our next level. So if we just did hill climbers, we're getting on berm climbers now. We're heading for that mountain. With these, both feet will meet in the center before that opposite leg comes up. Again, we are trying to go with contact with our knee and our elbow if possible, but if it's not quite there, that's okay. Go ahead and relax for just a second. Now we're gonna pick up the intensity to our full-on mountain climber. We're gonna go ahead and get back in the position. At this point, feet are switching positions. So we are going to hop those feet back and forth like Ray is doing. We've got Kevin in a sped up version of that second level of mountain climber. So you pick your speed on what you want here. Go ahead and relax. Our next movement we have are gonna be burpees over line. So I'm gonna have both athletes stand up. They're gonna go down into their burpee position for me. And I've got Kevin in his burpee position on the box. We're gonna go ahead and stand. Ray is gonna hop over. Kevin goes back to a standing position. So with this, if you guys need to modify by going into our positions on the box, we have that to elevate ourselves so it's a little bit easier than going down to the floor. And then we've got Ray going over the line. When we do this, she is allowed to step over the line if she would like to. So you pick the modification that's gonna keep you moving on today's workout. This is not the workout that you try to speed through because you got 12 whole minutes here. So maintain a pace from minute 1 to minute 12 that can stay the same across. Go ahead and relax. Our last movement that we have are gonna be overhead squats with body weight. So you're not squatting your body weight overhead. We've got no weight on this. Hands are gonna go overhead. Kevin is squatting to a bench. Ray is gonna be squatting with no target. We're going below parallel here. Now this can be very, very difficult. If you guys have difficulty with extending those arms overhead and maintaining a squat position, I'm gonna have Kevin take his hands, put them on the outsides of his ears, just like this, and then he's gonna squat like that, maintaining upright elbows. We've gone from an overhead squat to now a variation of a front squat. The one thing I want you to make sure if you do Kevin's variation, you're not pulling on your head. So fingertips only, do not try to grab your neck and pull forward when we go through that. Let's go ahead and relax, and that is our warm up. So go ahead, turn the cell phone on silent, take care of the dog, get your mind right, because the workout is coming up next. Athletes, your workout is starting in 10 seconds, so go ahead and assume your mountain climber position. We've got 5, and 3, 2, 1, go. Now we have 30 reps on each side, 60 reps total on these mountain climbers, and you need to pick the difficulty that works for you. So I don't want you guys to try to go full on mountain climber like Ray is doing if you can't maintain this all the way through. I've talked to her beforehand, and if we want to alternate between our variation like this and then we can slow it down, you can alternate and do an interval style here. We've got Kevin going with that steady pace of bringing those feet back to center. You do not have to make contact with the knee and elbow if range of motion won't allow for it. So make sure that you guys are doing something that works for you, that is maintainable across the entirety of this 12 minutes. After they get done with their mountain climbers, which is 60 reps total, or 30 on each side, we're going into our burpees over line or our elevated burpees. Now, the pacing which we're using for this should be something that whatever you show me in the first minute or this first round is going to be maintainable all the way through this entire workout. If you try to win the first round, it doesn't mean you win the workout. So I want you to pace yourself so that we can maintain, we can keep moving, we can stay steady all the way through to our final 11th minute in this workout. You guys need to keep moving here. We've got 1:15 on the clock. After we get done with this, we are going into those overhead squats. Now, for overhead squats, I will rarely say this, but this is our portion that we get to active recovery on. So when you guys are going on to these overhead squats, you're gonna maintain a nice upright position, take a nice deep breath, squat, and breathe out on the way out, or on the way up. Kevin is working through our elevated burpees. If you guys need to step back on these burpees, you are welcome to. And always make sure that if you're using an object that you're going down for burpees, you've got it braced against a wall, or it's a movement, or it's an object that's not gonna move as you're doing your movement. We've got Ray going into our overhead squats here. We're making sure that we are reaching for that ceiling. We gotta fight, fight, fight for that upright position because your arms are gonna wanna go forward. Now remember, I said that if the overhead squat position is too difficult for you, you can take those hands and put fingertips on the sides of your head and maintain upright elbows. I'm gonna have Kevin bring his elbows forward for us, point them at the camera, and that's how we're gonna go through here. Now, Kevin is done and he's moving to his mountain climbers once again. There's nothing wrong with going at a slower pace on these mountain climbers if you need that active recovery. So with Ray, she's going full speed once again. What she can do is she can go a set of 10 to 20 reps at this speed, and then she can slow it down for 10 reps where she's doing her step back version. We've got Kevin going with step back all the way through, staying consistent with that pacing, and he's making contact with his knee and his elbow. Remember, this is a 12-minute workout, so you gotta plan for the long haul on this one. Mountain climbers are no joke. They compress your core, so it makes it difficult to breathe, and it's working your core at the same time. So everything that you're gonna need for those movements of your overhead squats and even your burpees, those mountain climbers are gonna be sneaking in there and you're gonna be feeling them throughout this workout. We are at the 3-minute mark. You got 9 minutes left in this workout. Ray is on to those burpees and she's got a fantastic pace that she's keeping here. Again, we're thinking about maintaining this pace throughout, and you can almost think about this workout as a chipper style effort. And if you've never heard that, what a chipper workout is, a chipper workout is when you got a lot of reps and we chip away at those at a pace that may not be something that we would deem as competitive in our head, but we're working slow and steady here. We want to be that tortoise on this workout, not the hare. There's a time and place for that. But today, I just want you guys moving consistent throughout. We got both of our athletes on our burpees. We got Kevin with the elevated piece, taking that chest down to the box and then pressing out of it. We've got Ray going into those jumping burpees. When she goes over this, if you guys have any issues with jumping, we are allowed to step over that line so you can pick the variation that's gonna work for you. You also do not have to show full extension when you're going over the line. So if you watch Ray, she stays in that closed position as she makes the transition. That is a completely valid rep. It'll actually save you from doing unnecessary work if we're trying to maintain that specific pace that we set in the beginning. Athletes, you're doing a great job. We are at the 4:30 mark, so we got 7.5 minutes left. Ray is taking a breath. She's assessing before she gets into her overhead squats. We got arms nice and active overhead. I'm gonna challenge her to get those hands back as we reach in that squat. Take a nice deep recovery breath at the top in between our reps, because like I said, the place that you have to recover on this workout is during these squats. If you try to race through these, those mountain climbers are back before you know it. So we want to make sure we're getting those nice deep recovery breaths and getting ourselves prepared for the upcoming round. Kevin is going into his overhead squats. Keep those hands back for me, Kevin. When we go into that squat, I don't want you guys to cheat the standard and let those arms start falling forward, because it's very easy to do that. Overhead squats are no joke. It requires a tremendous amount of mobility. So again, if you can't keep those hands back and active as we go into our squat, keeping those elbows up and going into this front squat position will work just fine for a modification. Both of our athletes are back to mountain climbers. Kevin's taking a short rest, which is fine. We do not have to do these sets unbroken. Strategize how you need to so that you can chip away at these reps and get right back into your burpees. Ray's taking a short rest and then she's gonna get back into it. And you can see that Ray has slowed down a little bit on this pacing. However, overall, her pacing has stayed the same because we went with those fast reps and then alternated to the slower reps. So find something that works for you. If you started out a little too hot in this workout, you didn't mess up. You just found a way not to do these reps, and we want to slow it down a little bit. So now we can maintain this pace throughout. If we were timing our mountain climbers each round, I would like to see you guys spending about the same amount of time within variation, because as that fatigue builds, if we add a couple seconds to each set of those mountain climbers, that's fine. We just want to keep ourselves moving for the entirety of these 12 minutes. Kevin is moving back to his burpees. We've got Ray already with burpees underway, chipping away at these reps. On the clock, we have 6.5 minutes. So the great news is we are over halfway done with this workout. So keep yourselves going. In your head, you need to tell yourself this is a moderate pace. You're giving me about 65 to 70% effort. It's something that if I asked you to go for 15 minutes on this workout, and I promise I won't, that you could maintain that because we're only going for 12. I'll push you guys when the timing is appropriate, but for right now, just stay steady, keep cruising along through these reps, chipping away. Focus on the very next rep you have to do, not how much time is left on the clock. After our burpees, we're gonna go back into those overhead squats. And again, I'm gonna challenge you guys at home, just like I'm challenging our athletes here. I want those hands to stay nice and upright and keep them back. Do not let them drift forward as we go into the squat. You may feel a little bit of tightness in your upper back as you fight for that position, which is okay. If you have any kind of pain or serious discomfort when we're doing those overhead squats, drop the hands, put those fingertips on the sides of your head and go into our front squat variation. Ray's taking a nice deep breath and she will begin on her overhead squats. Again, the overhead squats, pace these out how you need. Treat this as your active recovery piece for this 12-minute workout. I'm gonna fight those arms back, Ray. Fight them, fight them, fight them. Perfect, and I'm gonna challenge Kevin here. He's going into his front squat variation, so we're keeping those elbows up nice and high and also pointing them forward for this upright position that we need in the squat. After he gets done, we're going back to mountain climbers. They are already back. So both athletes are doing a great job of maintaining good positions under fatigue. I want you guys to challenge yourselves here, so make sure you're doing the same thing there. And mountain climbers are once again upon us. So I want you guys to pick the speed that you can maintain throughout this. Again, if you're feeling good, if you feel like you can apply a little bit of a higher effort, we can alternate back and forth and do interval style between that hopping variation, which is our hardest one with mountain climbers, to our step back variation. So you choose what's gonna be the greatest challenge. But again, we're at the 8:45 mark, so we have to make sure that we can maintain this throughout. Kevin's giving me a little bit of cross action here, opposite knee to opposite elbow. If he's doing that, I'm gonna have to push him a little bit harder. Good job, guys. If you guys feel more comfortable with the cross across the body, that is allowed. But as RX or as prescribed, we're going same elbow to same knee. Ray has finished up and she is back on her burpees. You see her take a nice deep recovery breath before she gets into the movement, and then she starts moving. It's very, very easy to take a long rest in this because 12 minutes can be an extremely long time. But I want you guys to find that pace that we can get right into the next rep. And it doesn't have to be blistering fast. I just need you to continue with that movement. If you need to change the burpees too, that step back and that step up, and then the step over the line, we can do that. I just need this movement. Keep giving this to me. You guys have come this far in this workout. We are at the 9:40 mark, so we have about 2 minutes left in this 12-minute workout. So keep yourselves moving. I'm not pushing you yet. I just want you to keep chipping away at those reps. Let's continue to accumulate as many as we can so that we can get as far along in this workout as possible. After our athletes are done with the burpees, we are back to the squats, which is the place that we can recover. Nice deep breaths, but great positioning as always. Just because you're tired, I'm not gonna let you cut corners there because I expect the best out of you. And the best is the best that you can do, not anybody else. I'm here for you, we're here for you, and we want you guys to give us your best every single day because you being better makes us better and vice versa. Looking at the clock, we've got 90 seconds left, so you know that in 30 seconds I'm gonna be pushing the pace. Get those deep breaths out of the way. We're gonna get into our overhead squats for Ray. She's gonna start moving here. We've got Kevin finishing up with his burpees. You got 1:20 on the clock. Wherever you're at in this workout, I am gonna ask you to increase your intensity slightly. So get ready, because it's coming your way. We got 10 seconds before your 1-minute warning, so keep it up. The energy's gonna start building as it always does. I've kept it nice and calm up to this point, because I'm not trying to alarm anyone. I want you guys just to move for me. And we are off. You got 1 minute left. I need you guys to start pushing the pacing here. So I'm gonna ask Ray to speed those squats up a little bit right into these mountain climbers. I've got Kevin on his mountain climbers, and we are moving here because we've got 45 seconds left in this workout. So if you guys have not tried one of the harder variations, if you can give me a couple of reps at that harder level, let's go ahead and do it. If you've done the harder variation and you drop down, let's kick it back up. We can take a quick rest. Kevin is going into his cross bodies right now. I want this intensity. Keep giving it to me, keep moving. We are at 20 seconds left. I want to see if our athletes can get back into their burpees. Let's go, let's push, push, push. We've got 15 seconds. Don't quit. I know you're burning right now because you guys have worked so hard. Let's go. We got Ray onto her burpees. Let's see how many we can get. Kevin is back to his burpees. We got 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and time. And that is all she wrote. Great job. Fantastic job, Ray. Fantastic job, Kevin. Thank you so much, guys. Your cool down is coming up next. Athletes, fantastic job. You guys brought the fitness today. We were so happy to have you join us. Now, if you're not a part of the Mayhem Athlete community, we would love to have you join us full time. We've got a variety of workouts, whether it's functional fitness to bodybuilding to CrossFit to workouts on the road, working out at your friend's house, any place you can move your body, we have workouts that will fit that space. The Mayhem Athlete community is a group of athletes that will encourage you to your goals, whether it's being a fitter version of yourself every single day or making it all the way to the competition floor. And if you don't think you're an athlete, you just did this workout, so I hate to tell you, but you are an athlete. So please join us today. Now, the cool down's right here. I usually get really serious here, and I'm gonna be lighthearted with it, with underlying tones of seriousness, because you have to do this. The cool down is gonna take care of your body because it just took care of you, so please take the time to do that. As always, remember, be kind, be good, and join us again for another great day of fitness.